Coach Monica. I'm joined today by Coach Darcy, and we are here to guide you through the ins and outs of a lifestyle that's transformed not just our lives, but the lives of countless women navigating the waves of perimenopause and menopause. Whether you're here to shed weight, understand your body better, or simply find a community that gets it, you're in the right place. So sit back and enjoy the next few minutes as we tackle the hot issues of today.
Yay! Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are we? Are we awake?
I think, well, we all went to bed pretty, I went to bed pretty late.
I don't know if Indiana slept last night. You probably down south could hear Bloomington. I'm like, y'all need to stay safe down there. Don't do anything stupid. Wow. What a night.
Yeah.
So Darcy and I were just talking before this live, and I'm like a sports virgin. I don't understand anything about it. I don't understand the rules because they change the rules every time. And I'm a boy mom, raised 3 boys, so I was kind of forced into it, and I just, whatever. But now that they're adult boys, now I had control over the TV when they were growing up. So it wasn't a problem, they'd watch a game here and there, whatever. Now they're adults. They come into my house and they all have their own remotes on their phone and I don't have a choice. So I've kind of gently had to become a sports person. And now I turn on the games. I turned on the Bears game. I'm like, okay, this is kind of fun. And so people are like religious about this whole sports thing. They are like, don't touch my team. Don't say that about that coach. Don't do that. Yeah, they're crazy. People are crazy.
They're crazy passionate. I like the word passionate.
I didn't know. I did not know when I dipped my toe into that this is a religion for people. And that's great. That's great. We're excited. Yeah. That was an amazing game. And then the day before the Bears game, did you watch that?
I'm sure we did. Was I paying attention? Maybe not.
Well, I was cheering for the Bears because the internet told me to.
Oh.
And so I go along with my people because my Facebook fans, they're right. And so they must know something. And so they were cheering for the Bears. So I did. And then at the end of the game, the Indiana guy came and won it for the Rams. And so now I'm a Rams fan.
Oh, okay.
Pretty cool. But last night, Hoosiers did amazing.
Let me be fair. They both gave their A game.
I was cheering for that mama of the other team when he did a touchdown. Yes. I was like, can you imagine these are our kids, well, my kids' age. These are babies on the field.
Yeah.
And I love watching the moms. I don't care what team you're on. If you're a mom and your son is out there, oh, mama, you did good.
You know what I kind of paid attention to with college football versus the NFL? Like, those guys are like rubber. Like, they're willing to jump and leap and like crush no matter what position they are in.
Yeah.
No matter if you're the quarterback and you're throwing it and then you're going to go and make a touchdown and dive into the group. Like, you're not afraid to get broken.
Yeah.
And then you get to the NFL.
And he was serious.
Yeah. Then you get to the NFL and you're like, oh, you need to do that. I can't. Like, I can't. I'm not going to do it. I don't
want to get haters. You will get haters. Go to my Facebook page and look at that. Oh, I mentioned Marcus Freeman. In good fun, we're a Notre Dame fan, whatever. Woo, boy, you step into that territory. These people are crazy.
They just made poor decisions. That's all. Like everybody does.
In my unprofessional opinion, if you're from Indiana and you got an Indiana team, I don't care what the stats tell you. I don't care what Miami did last time. You're an Indiana person. So I'm glad he had to go home and eat crow.
Right.
I love him. He's a beautiful man.
Yeah.
He's a very beautiful man with 6 children. I love him.
Right.
There's my disclosure for all of you people who are haters out there. Oh.
Aside from a great game, you know what we did?
What?
We completed a 72-hour fast.
Oh, you brought negativity into this
No.
room.
No. Like, it was negative when we were in the mud, but
I realized how weak I am.
it
I
It
look
plays
like a
with your
tough
mind.
coach on the outside. You take my food away, I'm
It
weak.
it
But
comes
powerful. We did it.
We did it. It comes down to a lot of mind, mental
Yes.
strength that I learned I don't have very well.
Yes. And you need two things if
Yeah.
you're a coach and leading, air quote, leading, because they let up.
Yes, they did.
Two things when you are a coach and you are leading a 72-hour fast. You need a nice, fluffy, beautiful support group in your group chat that, yeah, you can do it. And you need an ugly person to text and say, this stinks.
Yes.
I couldn't say I was failing to our clients. I did a little bit, but I did not tell them the whole truth.
I definitely. Okay, I'm a butter girl.
Ugly person.
I'm a butter girl. I love my butter.
Uh-huh.
And like, I love our tools that we get to use when you
Yes.
have a longer fast.
Yes.
And I'm proud of myself because I didn't drink as much coffee as I did the first time I did a 71-hour fast.
Uh-huh.
And I depended on my water a lot, but the butter towards the end, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat butter ever again.
Oh, I was
I am.
rolling mine in RX sugar. I was rolling it, and so it's kind of like a salty sweet thing, and that helped. But I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah, it
It
was
was a lifesaver.
a lifesaver.
It's a fast food snack. For those of you who don't know, your body does not know that it doesn't spike your insulin, and so it keeps your insulin low, and that is a very good tool to use. But yeah, I was the same. And you liked butter before this. I didn't like butter before.
I use butter as a tool because our brains need it. No matter what these other people are trying to say, too much butter, blah blah blah.
Whatever.
That's the incorrect butter, but the correct butter that you would consume is so healthy for your brain.
Yeah.
It helps you have clarity. It helps feed it. It helps then feed the rest of your body. So
for sure.
I use that a lot and make sure that I eat a lot of that. So.
And now I'm using it more now that I went through the 72 because I was like, oh, it was the texture thing for me. I think it was just the fact that we were told, well, and we saw our mom doing it. We saw her just taking spoonfuls, and I gagged every time I saw her do that. And so it was a mental block for me. But now that I did that, I do go that route. And I just had a keto muffin, and I just lathered it, 1/4-inch thick of butter, and now I'm not going to be hungry until supper time. And so, when you look at it as a tool, but I was right there with you, and thank you for being my ugly friend, because it really made me think about pastors and how they have to live their life in this glass world of, I can't ever have a bad day, and I have to be holy, I have to be all of this. They have nobody to go to. And we kind of experienced that a little bit, but it was our clients who drug us through, because I was ready to quit the night before when we were having our ugly text, and you were saying your tummy hurt. And I'm like, well, you know what? We're coaches. Nobody knows. My mind was doing really dark things. Like, nobody will know. I just will admit that I'm not good.
Right.
And then I woke up to messages from our clients who were finishing it and who were doing the things that we asked them to. I'm like, no, I owe it to them to keep going. And I ended up going 75 because we drove to Big Five Eyes.
You overachiever.
It got me. I'm not intentionally. I had no intention of doing that. But
I had my countdown going.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing that helped me, is I turned Chronometer on.
Yeah.
And once I saw 14 hours, that something clicked in my head. And I'm like, 14 hours, half of that is going to be sleeping.
Yeah.
So we'll make a couple, changes. I would make a couple of adjustments next time. You love to start your fast out with a breakfast and protein. I'm going to flip it because that killed me. I'm going to use sleep next time. And my last meal is going to be, I'm going to use as much of that sleep time as I can, because I know it's going to be hell anyway.
Yeah.
Regardless of when I start. So
if I do a dinner time, I'm not going to have my last meal, like my last bite, be at like 8 o'clock. It's going to be an early dinner.
6 o'clock. Yeah, you're full all of that night, and then you get to use 8 hours of free time. That's like a free pass. So I'm going to try it. I don't know if it'll work or not, but gonna try it.
My other thing I would probably rethink is not doing a workout that morning.
Yeah, for sure. I couldn't. I am a weak person. I was physically weak, and I was editing my book and doing, things on the couch. And so I don't think that helped me either. I think if I was physically busy meeting with clients, I think it would have been easier. But I had 2 days of downtime where I was like, yes, I get to spend time with my book. Yeah. And nobody's going to interrupt me. And all I could think about was eating. So
one of our clients mentioned this, and I too, I agreed with her. Like, whatever she was stating was like, that's where I am. That's exactly what I would say. But Mark didn't do the fast with me, and that was so challenging.
Ooh,
now he cooks food at home and he does all that, but I still had to feed the kids. Mm-hmm. That was not such a big issue for me, but it was him eating the things that I could eat.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And eating it in front of me, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Brian was really good about, I went and got the meats. I hate pork, except bacon and ham, but I got him pork chops, and he was good about cooking for himself, and, and he was good about eating across the room. So he was good about that. But yeah, if you had kids, it would be rough. It would be rough for sure. Yeah. But we did it.
We made it.
My inflammation. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you could see a picture of my first day of the cruise versus my last day and the alcohol face, it was real. I'm so embarrassed about those pictures that I would hate to post it. I'm going to at some point. Yeah. But it was night and day, and inflammation was gone. It was good. We love it. Today we have a really serious topic, and it's something that's not going away. And as somebody on the front lines of weight loss, I have to listen to my colleagues. I have to listen to the room. I've got to read the room. I've got to read what is it that my clients need? What is it that they're going through? And I have to take off my opinionated hat, and I have to put on a reality hat, because we're for-profit business, right? And I have to move with the market, and I have to make decisions that maybe don't compromise my values, but go along with what's happening. And so the GLP-1 has been at the top of that list this year. And it's not going away. And I have a choice. And I'm watching my colleagues cave. I'm watching them. And I know it's because of finances. You have to. Because people are going to do this. It's like, they're going to do this. It's fast, shortcut weight loss that they have. You and I would have done it. I would have done it. I was desperate. And if somebody told me that I could lose 100 pounds in, 3 months, I would have done it. Mm-hmm. And so I've had to be a part of this conversation, and it's not a popular one, because people are fighting for their bottom line. They're fighting to stay open. They're fighting to keep their businesses open. I am fighting to keep the business open, right? And my colleagues, a lot of them, not all of them, there's some very courageous ones out there who are saying, alert, 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 hello, fire happening, train is coming. There's some courageous ones out there. And I've had to decide, where do I stand? And so a lot of you know my GLP-1 story. I wanted, because of our weight loss, because of the long-term weight loss, because we've kept our weight off for 8 years, I have had to look at this emergency and say, these people are jumping in front of a train. They're going to gain this weight back. What do I do to stop this train from hitting them? Because this side is harder than the weight loss side. This has been horrible trying to keep the weight off. Regular eating style, changing nothing about what we're doing. It's hard. And so I coach for a physician in New Orleans, and I said, okay, I'm going to do something here. I don't really want I don't really want to, but I need you to put me on a GLP-1. I had about 20 pounds that I could play with. And I said, I need to find the exit for these people. I need to give them hope if they're on a GLP-1. And so for about 6 months, she put me on semaglutide. And the things that I learned were invaluable, just invaluable during that season. The weight did come off, but something really, really scary happened. And so we're not talking to the people on a GLP-1 today. We are talking to family members and friends because there's something very, very scary that no one will talk about. And you know me, I'm not afraid to say the things that are uncomfortable. But there's something that nobody's talking about, and it's probably the most scary. I lost my eyesight, by the way. That was a physical side effect that happened. I lost my eyesight, and I can no longer see my computer. I have to wear reading glasses. My prescription has changed greatly. He took a one of those x-rays of my eyeballs, and he knew. I didn't tell him I was on it. He said, "You're on a GLP-1, right?" He knew by the x-rays of my eyeballs, my eyes were dying. I was on it 6 months. So that's one of the physical signs, but the scariest one of all was the mental health side. And so if you're a family member who is very fearful, number one, we're going to give you the tools that you need, but we're going to also tell you what to look for. Something happened about 4 months in, and I remember walking by. We have a 120-year-old house, as you can see in the background. And I walked by our fireplace, our mirror, and I looked in my eyeballs, looked in the mirror, and I saw nothing. I saw nothing. I saw everything was gray, and I saw a hollow woman in the mirror. And that was towards the end of it. It had been easing into it, but that was the end where I freaked. And I said, something's not right. Something is very, very wrong. I had lost the weight. I was down to the lowest that I had ever been. Should have been happy, should have been excited. And I looked and I saw this hollow person. And zero feelings, couldn't cry, couldn't laugh. Everything in my life turned gray. And so today we want to talk because we want you to know what's happening. Now, they're going to tell you there is a very fierce, angry crowd of defense for the GLP-1. When you talk to somebody on a GLP-1, they will look you in the eye and say, I am fine. I am wonderful. This is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Because they believe that weight loss and they believe that the grayness, or they believe that the symptoms that they feel are the trade-in for being skinny. So they think skinny is more important than having feelings and looking at these side effects as a problem. They're putting it on a scale, and they believe, we've been taught, being skinny is what you want, and so you should be happy. So they're trying to talk themselves into being happy, and they're trying to get rid of the shame. They're trying to defend the GLP-1, and so that's natural. You don't beat them up for that. That is something that is just naturally going to be there until they've had enough. Okay, until they have that scary moment when I looked into my own face and saw nobody inside there. Okay, so we want to talk to you if you've got friends in this, to give you the warning signs and to give you some tools so that you can gently help them. Let me be very clear. The only way to stop the mental health side effects is to stop the drug. The minute I stopped the drug, I found me again. I found inside, and the light that I have inside started to shine again. The only way to stop this is to stop the drug, but you don't want to go tell your person that until they're ready, right? So let's just kind of tear. And Darcy, you came up before the show today. You have really dug into some science. So we want you to know that if you're on this and you're feeling this and you're panicked, This is normal. What is happening to you is a chemical in your body. It is, you're not weird. You're not doing anything wrong. It is the medication that is impacting you. And you may not have experienced this yet, because what happens is, I didn't know there was a problem until I looked in the mirror and saw nothing. Instantly, I knew this is not good. And had I continued and had I pressed on, that's when you get into the suicidal ideation. That's when it goes really, really bad. I stopped it before that happened. But there's nothing wrong with you. You're not doing anything wrong. It is the cause of the medication. And so, Darcy, talk a little bit about what was the doctor that you were talking about? Dr.
Mindy.
Mindy.
Dr. Mindy Peltz, yeah. And I believe that there's a lot of influencers out there, a lot of doctors that have these studies going out and they're big believers in this. Like I believe Dr. Kim Berry's, also one that would be that I know of. That
they're not all caving.
They're not all caving, because they have the question of why is this? Mm-hmm. They dive in deeper of like, okay, we understand that this is science. They're not against science.
Right.
They're not against that at all.
Right.
They look long term. They look beyond what is here and now.
Yeah.
And it's just like that's what we do. That's why we are not necessarily for this at all. We are looking long term of like what happens when your body has something injected to it that's not natural. That's with diet pills. That's with and I wrote down any time that you are in a calorie deficit and you are not able to eat what your body needs in the caloric area, mm-hmm. you're going to have problems. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's not up here in personal where you can physically see it right away. What you're talking about with the 6 months later, mm-hmm. you didn't notice it up front. But going on 6 months later, you notice things. For me, when I first went on my keto journey, I did the whole this challenge of only eating 900 calories mm-hmm. every single day. That's not good. I saw it. I saw the effects of that in my workout sessions. I saw the effects of that in my emotions. I saw the effects of that long term. Like it was not a good feeling. I didn't like it. Yes, I lost weight. Yes, I was at my lowest point. But I was at my lowest point. And this is eating just the natural keto lifestyle, whole foods. Like mm-hmm. that's what it was.
Yeah.
The same with when you are injecting yourself with a GLP-1, your body then becomes adapted to this. Like over time, you are rapidly losing the weight. You are probably not able to eat the calories that you can because your body is only wanting a little at a time. You have no desire to eat. Mm-hmm. And then maybe when you do eat, if you haven't changed your food choices around, you are eating your normal foods that are low in nutrient dense. You're eating low nutrient dense food. Mm-hmm. So you're not getting the nutrients that your body is craving too.
Yeah.
So all of these things, long duration, you could essentially, we talk about like crashing your metabolism. Mm-hmm. So it's like adapting to this, like, and it's going to store stuff. Like it's going to store the toxins, it's going to store the fat, and it's going to put it places, and you're going to wonder, why is this not working?
Mm-hmm. Which is why they've gained the weight back.
That's why when they get off of this shot, that's when they gain the weight back. And since they were not adjusting how they ate, how they worked out, how they did that in their lifestyle, they didn't learn how to eat the whole foods that they need to be eating as that foundation.
Yeah.
So when I'll go back to for me without taking the shot, like I started to increase my calorie intake, and I can tell you my body felt so much better. Mm-hmm. And that's why I'm a big advocate for butter, because mm-hmm. when you have, and I don't know, maybe this is where it goes down to like the portion where you're talking about with the feeling gray
Mhm.
because your body is not now being able to grab these nutrients from these whole foods and feed your brain
Yeah.
what it needs to have those emotions, to create those hormones.
Well, it's a dopamine blocker.
Right.
So scientifically, it makes complete sense. You're
Yeah.
blocking that dopamine factor that the food, off plan was giving you. You're blocking that, shutting it off and saying, shush, go away. We need dopamine. We
Yeah.
need that.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and I go back to some of these. I watch a lot of these gym rats, and they're, how they were comparing their body before they would do bodybuilding competitions, and they were comparing their body when they were at their smallest and unhealthiest, and to then they'd compare to where they are now, where they're actually eating foods that fuel their body. They might be a little bit bigger, but they are so much happier.
Yeah.
They don't have to be able to, put their hands around their waist and be able to touch their fingers. So to me, that says nutrition, essentially, it's great to look real tiny and cute and all that sort. But if you don't feel cute and if you don't feel good mentally, then how can that be beneficial for you? But going back to what Dr. Mindy was talking about, and then I'll be done. She was talking about when you are on a GLP-1 and you can't eat, and as I kind of pinpointed some of this already, your body starts to go in starvation mode and not be able to feed the microbiome in your gut, which your gut and your brain are attached. They work together. So when your gut's not happy and healthy, neither is your brain. If your brain's not happy and healthy, then your gut is not happy and healthy. So those things go hand in hand, and then you become adapted to this world, and you just feel like I'm thin. I can wear whatever clothes I want, but then your body starts to adapt and start to try to take things from other places to be able to normalize itself, but it can't.
Yeah. Homeostasis. That's the body's number one job.
Yeah.
How can I make everything normal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you are noticing, like for those that are on the GLP-1 and you are noticing that, yes, you're losing weight, but what you had said about that you were at your lowest, but you were not happy about your lowest, that is a red flag, because I remember when you first lost the weight, even if it was like the first 50 pounds, I remember you were obnoxiously happy.
Yeah.
You were obnoxiously like, look what I've done. I feel so great.
Yeah.
And I feel wonderful.
And for the first time in 25 years.
Yeah. You saw color for the first time.
Yeah.
And then when you've done it through this form, it was different.
100% different. 100%.
So that would be if you are on a GLP-1 and you are not feeling colorful, if you are not feeling, happy about, mentally happy about your weight loss.
And you need to acknowledge that something's wrong first. And be willing to say, all right, something's not right here. I'm scared. And for those people who know somebody on one, we're going to talk a little bit about what to look for. I have a friend who has family members on it. And I said, listen, I'm going to give you a list of things. I don't want you to say anything to them. I just want you to watch for the following things.
Yeah.
Just watch them and keep mental tabs on what's happening, because watching closely is the best thing that you can do to help them. Okay. Mental struggles on these medications don't look like depression. You're not going to see a depressed person. What you are going to see sometimes is flat emotions. You're going to see that person's not laughing as much as they used to. You're going to see a pulling away. You're going to see that person saying, I'm fine, but they've got no feeling behind it. You're going to see indifference to the things that they once loved. You're also going to see a fear of stopping the shot. Even when they don't feel like themselves anymore, they know something's going on, but the fear of stopping the shot overwhelms them and terrifies them. And here is the hard part. They usually will not ask for help for 4 reasons. First, they don't feel like and they don't realize anything's wrong because numbness sneaks in so gently, they don't realize. It could look like the form of seasonal depression or something like that, or maybe they're stressed at home or their kids are driving them crazy. But they don't realize anything's wrong. Number 2, the weight loss, the fast weight loss, the fast fake weight loss feels like to them that proof it's working, right? The scale is telling them everything's fine, it's working, you are going to be a hot mama in just a few minutes. They're terrified of gaining the weight back. This is the number one thing that overwhelms them. Because they were successful for the first time in their life, they're terrified. Because even the ones that are the preachers for the GLP-1, they know the facts. Facts don't lie. Science does not lie. Math does not lie. You will gain the weight back after the shot. If you've not changed your lifestyle, you will gain it back. It's just math. It's no feelings about it. It's calories, math. Okay? So they're terrified of gaining the weight back. And here's the big one. They believe, I believed this, and I knew what I was doing was an experiment. They believe this emotional cost is worth the price of being thin. They accept it. If I want to be thin, I'm not going to know who I am anymore. So these are the things that we want you to watch for in your loved ones, because these are the warning signs and these are the times that you may need to step in. And I'm telling you right now, stepping in is not easy, because this is a God to them now, because it's given them hope for the first time in their life. They're not weak. They are being attacked in the brain. Okay, this chemical, this shot, that is the number one thing in their life, right? And so when you intervene and when you may say something, it has to be delicate. It has to be. Now, I don't know if you've thought about this, Darce, of things that loved ones can say to their family or friends, because it is. I mean, the minute you say, we're attacked every day for actually speaking truth about this. And it does impact my business. I'm not going to lie to you. It does. Die hard support for this, even with our politicians now, because all they think is if they can get Americans skinny, then they fix their problems. Well, skinny and dead are, depressed people. Those things don't equal, to me. Mm-hmm. Can you think of, and this one I'm tossing to you cold, and I know this because I don't have the answers. But when you have somebody who says, Monica, this is really terrifying. I'm seeing this in my kids. I'm seeing this in my friend. What does that person do? Like, what are some things that they could do? Because the only way to stop this is to get them off the shot.
I think, in my opinion, and through experience of talking with anyone with, and I'm not necessarily even comparing this with an addiction, mm-hmm. but in a way, it's almost an addiction mindset of 100%. Once they, where you're not going to be able to tell somebody that doesn't see the thing that they're addicted to as an addiction. You're not gonna be able to tell them that, because mm-hmm. they don't want to hear it. They don't want to listen to it. It makes them feel good. Mm-hmm. It makes them not feel good. It might make them feel in control.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you take away that control, they don't like to feel, anything outside their box of normal.
Yeah.
So when you see somebody in the midst of it, like especially when they first started and they've lost the 20 pounds or even 50 or whatever it is, for the first time in years, you're not going to be able to tell them anything. That's where the thing that you stated beforehand was important, of like, just be observant. Mm-hmm. Don't be like thumping them on the head saying you're going to die. This is bad for you. This is you're making the worst decision of your life.
Yeah.
Nobody,
No.
like a child doesn't want to hear you saying that from
Right.
from a parent's perspective. They don't want to listen to the parent.
Yeah.
They are a teenager that's trying to be an adult that wants to make adult decisions on their own, and they're not going to listen to anybody
Right.
but the people that they see as influences in their life.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're seeing a lot of people on this shot as influencers, saying, see, it's working for them too. They're on it. They're fine.
They're fine.
Fine.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter, and what we noticed in our own program that is focused on whole food and whole body healing, is that if you are not working on, if you're just working on the body, that's as far as it's going to go.
Yeah.
You've got to work on the body, mind, and spirit and social aspect of a lifestyle change. And when, like, our program is really hard to, try to convince people or inspire, because people are in this box of, they don't want to hear it.
Right.
They don't want that tool.
Yeah.
They want to be skinny.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to when they were in their 20s and they could wear a size 0 pant.
Right.
And then life got in the way. So then they need an instant fix. They don't have time.
Right.
To adjust the way they eat or renew a way of eating, because there's a lot of people that are addicted to the fast food and they don't know what real food tastes like.
Yeah.
So can you tell somebody, like, hey, I'm concerned about you? Maybe, but you're going to be on their list of, like, I'm not listening to you. You're a naysayer.
Or looking for gentle openings. So our goal is not to talk to anybody on a GLP-1 today.
No.
Our goal is to talk to family members, and to give you the tools, give you the signs of what to look for when you've got a family member in danger.
Right.
Right. And by just knowing that alone, just kind of knowing that, number one, it's a reality. And number two, they look happy on the outside and on the inside, everything's gray. If you know this now. And so during gentle moments, say, listen, I know you're on this and I'm so proud of you. I am, I'm proud of what you're wanting to do here. I just need you to know a couple things that you should look for in case this happens to you. It doesn't happen to everybody, right? But just in case you start to feel like you're pulling back from life, just in case you're emotional, just in case you feel, the things that I listed. Just in case you feel that, I want you to know I'm here for you. Number one, you can come to me with no shame, zero shame. I can grab your hand and I can help you out. Because here's the thing, and this is where my anti-GLP-1 mindset has to say, we're not anti-GLP-1, because through this experiment that I did, I came up with a GLP-1 recovery program. You don't want this person, you don't want to say, stop this shot right now. If you say, stop this shot right now, they're going to gain a lot of weight back fast.
And you've lost them.
Yes, and you've lost them.
Yeah.
Because it's science. Again, it's nothing that they did. It's nothing, it's just science. When you stop the shot, your food noise comes raging back double. Here's a misnomer from people, just so you know, and let me go after Oprah for a minute. Oprah is full of crap. Skinny people, so you all know, skinny people have food noise. Not just obese people. Skinny people have food noise. What skinny people have learned to do is use mechanisms to control that voice. They have implemented fats. They have put some discipline in there. They've said no. They have done the things. So there is no difference between an obese person and food noise and skinny people with food noise. She's wrong. She is outsourcing her weight loss because she doesn't have the self-control to say no. She doesn't have that. So she has now identified a new perspective of herself to say obesity is a gene. That's 1%. I studied it. 1% of people physically cannot lose weight. Everything else is based around self-control, eating the right foods, putting nutrition in your body to go with your hunger, right? So when a person on GLP-1 stops, they haven't had that food noise. They've turned it off in a fake way, right? They've turned it off. And then when they turn it on again, the food noise is almost tormenting. And I experienced that as well. Thankfully, when I came off, I had the tools of those fats and of what to do and how to turn on the natural GLP-1. Thankfully, I used that. But if you tell a person on a GLP-1 because you're concerned, because they are experiencing this mental health crisis, stop the medication, please don't do that. We have the tools on how to reverse their diet, how to get them on the right path and titrate that GLP-1 down and reverse their diet so that they're eating 2,000 calories again and not starving. So that is why, don't say just stop it. Now, if we're in crisis mode, number one, call the emergency hotline, right? Do the things, intervene, rescue, do that, right? But if they're like, okay, I hate those girls, I hate what they're saying, but my gosh, I'm terrified because it's happening to me right now, say, honey, we have the tools. You don't have to gain this weight back. Here's what we need to do. We need 4 months. I need 4 months with a GLP-1 client to get them off, because I'm not taking them off right away. I'm going to titrate it down, and I'm going to titrate their calories up. So it's a balance. It's a dance that we do with them. 4 months, I need to do that. They don't have to gain a single ounce back. So if you have those gentle moments of, I've got an opening, it's safe, honey, I just need you to know these things. If you ever feel this, please come to me because I've got a way out for you. That's all you have to do. And they know that they're not broken. Had I not known, and had I not had you as kind of the overseer of what was happening with my science project, the last example that I gave to you, that, well, if I want to be skinny, this is the price I have to pay, that one probably would have taken over for me. So those are the tips and tools that we have if you're a loved one who is fearful. And also, please know that if you are attacked and if you are put on the bad list, we're on the bad list of coaching because we tell the truth about it. And thank goodness a lot of people are coming out. Do I believe that it's a tool to use sometimes? Yes. Not probably 90% of the time that they're doing it right now. And they're doing it wrong. What they're doing is they're putting these people on this low dose and then they up it because they get more money. When they up it, they get more money. And so that's when the side effects come in. It's irresponsible medicine is what it is. Yeah. And so just know that when you do enter this cautious territory, there's going to be a lot of bad things said at first. And it may not be intentional. It may be just defense, because a lot of people on a GLP-1 are feeling shame. I knew what I was doing and I felt shame. A lot of shame. A lot, especially being a coach of natural weight loss. Like, you hypocrite, what are you doing? You know? And I knew what I was doing. I knew why I was doing it. So just know that feelings are there and you may get hurt a little bit, but at least they know. So look for gentle openings. And then give them hope. There's a way out. There's a scientific way out of this. And it may mean for them, if they're experiencing it and they need to get off of it, it may mean a temporary pause in weight loss, because there's 4 months that we've got to heal you. And weight loss may not happen during that time. So yeah, it's hard. It is emotional. It's almost as negative as politics. It really is. I mean, I'm watching this feed on TikTok right now, and it's a guy who was really, really hurt by a GLP-1. He doesn't even have his stomach anymore. Like, his stomach is dead. And he's on there telling his story. And he's got a series of, this is what's happened. And you could see he was in the hospital. So he did live, like, this is what's happening. And he had gotten his from this Moji company. And he just for telling his story, his own story. You could see throw up on his gown. Like you could see it. You could see the hell in his face. He was white. He looked dead. The comment section was brutal, calling him every name in the book. How dare you speak out against these? These are saving people's lives, countering everything he said. He got a call from the company threatening a lawsuit for just telling his story. And since I'm on his feed, now I'm starting to see people, women, coming out and saying, this is my story. I'm not allowed to say this because of the GLP-1 gods. But here's what happened to me. Every comment is dissing these people and saying, you took it wrong. You didn't give it enough time. Your body's just broken. All of these things. And they're living that hell. Imagine how loved ones feel when they gently go to their family members who right now are living the dream, because the scale is proof of the dream, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard. It's hard to be a health coach and speak the truth. It really is. We are the minority in the health world, and I think that's changing. And I'm seeing more brave people like Dr. Peltz and Dr. Bear. I'm seeing more brave people come out. But we were forced. I sat in a meeting with doctors. I was a low woman on the totem pole, praising it. And these are addictions people who've been trained like I have, who understand nutrition. And they're like, they've compromised. Well, if you can't beat them, join them, put them on the drug. It's going to take their addiction away. Of course it is. It's silencing the food noise, not changing behavior. Yeah.
So, in summary, just to kind of wrap it up of what for you out there that have somebody in your life, and maybe you are also on the verge of kind of trying to make a decision like that. This includes you. Just be supportive. Don't be thumpers of knowledge and fear.
Right.
Be supportive for somebody that's going through this time of because they were at rock bottom and they are at rock bottom. I think the positive thing to see when somebody is willing to take a drug like that is that they are willing to do a lifestyle change of some sort.
Yeah.
Like they're wanting to, versus somebody who's not really interested in it and they want to live their life and eat the way they want.
Yeah.
That's the difference. So just being supportive so that you can show them that there's still hope. Like don't get bogged down. I've heard about this. I love being able to listen to all these other influencers out there because I'm like, there is hope out there and other people are seeing it too.
Yeah.
They want to be supportive and they don't want to be fear mongers.
Yeah.
Which I think can be easily done when there's a thing of unknown for what happens, on down the road.
And honestly, Darcy, I think had I not done that experiment, I would have been on the compromise side. Honestly, I think because financially it would have benefited me. All I have to do as the CEO of this company to have us coach from the beach, all I have to do, there's one signature that has to be made. And you and I could travel, we could coach from the beach, we could live our best life.
We could live on a cruise ship.
Takes one signature from me, and it's allowed now.
Yeah.
They let health coaches like me prescribe these drugs.
Yeah.
And it's an MLM system. All I have to do is sign the line. Had I not gone through this experiment, I can't tell you where I would have fallen. That's scary.
Yeah.
That's really scary. It's human in me. But because I lived it and because I want to say, fortunately, the side effects hit me the way they did, I'll never get my eyesight back. People are okay with that. I don't need to see. I'll just get glasses, right? People, I can live with throwing up. That's not a problem. Or the side effects aren't hitting me yet. Had I not been hit with the scary one on the mental health, I think I would have fallen into that side and I'd be like, hey, Darce, how about if we check out these things? How about if we check out, let's experiment. I lived it.
Right.
I lived it. And I'm like, I cannot in good conscience. I would rather go work at Walmart, or I couldn't ever be a server because I would spill things on everybody. And But it is very scary. And I know, I know if you're a family member and you see people on this, I know it scares you, but look for gentle openings.
Yeah.
Look for these and study it for yourself. Don't just hear I'm on a GLP-1 and think you know what it means. If you're concerned, study it. Study the Gila monster. Study what they're putting in their body. Study addictions and the science that's happening behind them. And then if you know, there may be somebody who's stuck on this thing saying I'm on a GLP-1. Typically there's not, because they'll say, oh, you're anti-GLP-1. I'm not listening to you. But sometimes something will catch somebody. And if you are, please know I did it the minute I stopped the drug. And I was not in the titration part. So let me disclose that. I had already lost 130 pounds. And I knew how to eat. I was eating keto. I was tracking my macros. So I didn't have to do the titration part. I just stopped it instantly. The minute I stopped it, there was somebody in my head that turned on a light switch. It went away. And so for me, that's how I had to do it. That's how I did it. And I knew I had you to kind of back me up if I gained any of the weight back. I knew I had the tools that I needed.
Yeah.
But if you're on it and you're in the middle of it, there is a way. It's just science. But I need you for 4 months. Coach Darcy needs you for 4 months. And we work very intently on how to get you off of it without gaining any weight back.
Yeah.
Okay. So just know if you happen to be still listening to us on your on one, please know that there's hope. You don't have to feel this gray. You don't have to. My question, I did it instantly, but my question is, as we titrate down, does the light kind of fade back in? You know, that's a question I have. I don't know the answer to that. So we want to leave you with hope. If you need help, please reach out to us. kmhealthcoaching.org is our website. You can find our emails on there. If you need help, please reach out to us. If you're a mama out here and you just need support, reach out to us. We're here for you. It's hard. We know it's hard. So we went over time. Darcy, do you have a client at 12?
I have an appointment, but it's fine.
Okay. Well, we're gonna land this plane. I just happened to look up. We must have been on late or something.
We were 15 minutes late.
Okay. All right. So we're here every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
11 a.m. And reach out to us if you need help. We have opened our doors now. A lot of people are like, how much does it cost to work with you, coaches? And we just made it simple. You just come in at $150 a month, weekly sessions with us, and you get the curriculum for free. So we just simplified it. And that just seems to work well because we see you every week. You get to go to group every week. Amazing program. So we love you guys. And we know that we know it's tough. We know it's tough, but we're here. We're here to do the hard stuff. All right. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.